Hello and welcome to the full version of this race. There is a shorter version of this where I compare it to the McLaren MP4X at Le Mans, but this is the full-length version. It is important for me to show you this. You see, there are some people who will just show you the beginning and the end of a race, and some of those races are actually impossible. So I like to show you the full thing. That allows you to see that I definitely didn't hack. Whoa, that was close! Taking the inside there is risky. So, anyhow, showing you the full thing here allows you to see that I'm not hacking. You can see how fast my car is going. You can see how much grip it has by when I lose it in the corners, which will be happening. This is going to be a very real race. Now, you only need to take one cut. And honestly, is this even a cut? There is a road there. I mean, I didn't take it because there's barriers on the way. That's all you need to take. You do not need to take the really big cut that sometimes gets taken coming up here. And there's a reason for that. So you could turn left right there, cut all the way across this and pass a lot of cars. Like sometimes you can pass 7 cars doing that. However, you can't earn anything while you're doing that, so you're getting up fame pay, which is going to lower your fame per minute number. And the most important thing in endless endurance racing is, what is the fame per minute? Because there are some races that are really easy to run, but the fame pay is atrocious. There are other races that are brutally hard to run, and the fame pay is atrocious. Then there are races that are really hard to run and the fame pay is amazing. So you got to know what you're looking at to know, is it really worth your time? Because you could spend a couple of hours on one track and actually earn that much fame in just 45 minutes on another track. So that is why I'm not taking this big cut here unless I get in extreme danger. What I mean is in the position where my clock is running out. And you will see that my average fame pay at this race is going to be better than what a lot of other people have reported. In fact, one time, I actually did this race just before the update. I did a version of this. I was going to release that video, and I thought, you know, it's now old footage, and I need to do this in the most current version, so I just deleted it. In that race, I actually took no cuts at all for about 4 laps. And the fame pay actually didn't improve much, because to not cut here, I have to slow down quite a lot more. Now other people take the massive cut right there, which I've sometimes done, and I'll do it in this race when I'm getting in trouble. But again, you lower your fame pay, and it's not necessarily that much of an advantage because it can be harder to control that massive cut. By the way, there's something that happens in this race that's really funny. I'm going to show you some areas of the track where you can drive that aren't off track, even though it looks like they are. One of them is a complete surprise to me. I accidentally find it. This is going to be a very honest version of this race. What do I mean by that? I mean that I'm going to have some major mistakes, and I'm going to show them to you. That's just one of the things that lets you see how hard or easy this race is. So I'm going to actually rate this race as easy, because you can take this one massive, no, so not that, that's a shortcut. You could take a massive cut coming up and make it quite easy on yourself. Again, I'm skipping that because I want to have a higher fame per minute pay. And watch this, like I'm full throttle through this corner. Tiny braking point here, not even sure if I need it all the time, could probably lift. Big braking point here, tiny braking point here. So cutting all that off track doesn't necessarily save me very much time. It saves me a little bit, but the math on it to me just doesn't really make sense unless it's the only way you can keep on going. So let's get into that a little bit. Endless endurance. Woo! Huh. I was pushing it too hard in Beckett's. That was Beckett's complex that I just flew off. It's a super hard corner because you're in the middle of the S's. It is very flat and you're going downhill a little bit. Oh, come on. Insult to injury. I blow 2 points in 1 lap. Oh, that's going to push back the perpetual point by at least half a lap. maybe even a whole lap. 2 mistakes like that. I'm not worried about it because if I really get in trouble, I can take a massive cut. I mean, look at my timer. I'm at 40. Woo, did I hit him? Oh gosh, I hope not. And okay, there we go. So let's just see here. 25 kilometers, 73. Might start to get very few bots coming up here. Let's just see. So this is Maggots. Then heading into Beckett's complex. Got to be a little bit careful. There's a bot right there. Woohoo! Not really sure what their line's going to be through a Chapel Curve there. They're very predictable here through Stowe, and they're very particular going through this chicane, meaning that they like to hug the left a little bit as they're heading into the corner. Drives me crazy. They're very predictable at this corner as well. They like to hug almost in the middle of the track, a little bit to the right. It really bothers me, actually. Predictability is very nice when you're doing endless endurance racing. But sometimes they do weird stuff where you're on their inside and it looks like they try to drive down to hit you. So they started doing this accident avoidance programming. Sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes the bots think you are where you're not and they drive right into you instead of driving away from you. It's weird. It's like sometimes there's magnets in your car and they're attracted to you. And yes, ooh, I'm an attractive guy, but I don't want you hitting me, so stop doing that. Throughout this race, I discover that at Chapel Curve, they regularly drive down on me. Okay, check it out, baby. That is the perpetual point. It is not a fixed point on the track. It's just whenever you get there. If you don't go fast enough, you will never get there. Okay, I'll throw up the video. Woohoo! That was really bizarre. He lost it in the corner. Okay, 42 car theory. I'll throw up a video link where I prove the 42 car theory in this car. I actually did it at Spa, of all places, which is a more difficult version of this race. Actually, really difficult. The basic theory is that you need to pass 42 cars to reach the perpetual point. I have found this to be substantially true all throughout the game. Once or twice I tried it at Indianapolis Speedway and it didn't work. But that was in the P1 GTR. In the Nissan BNR 32 Group A, yada, 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 it does work. So it's pretty cool. So the point is, until you pass that 42nd car and catch the 43rd car, you'll just never see the point. So is it at 20 kilometers or 30 or 40 or 50? No. Is it lap number 7, lap number 27? No. It's all about how fast you go. Like at Porsche Short Track, I've hit it as early as 15 kilometers. Other people can go 55 kilometers and never hit it. So when you're going to do endless endurance racing like this, oh nuts. Cracks? Yup, I cracked my windshield, dang it. Oh, that's such foul language from ME7. That's about the worst you're ever going to hear me say. Nuts. Cracked windshield. I just lost some top speed, some acceleration, some brakes, and grip, which means I gotta be more careful at Beckett's complex, and I don't want to be. By the way, I'm giving you different viewpoints because it looks awesome. The different views are awesome. Okay, what was I trying to say? That endless endurance style racing, you gotta go for broke right from the start. Drive like a madman. Drive really, really aggressive right from the start, and that's your best chance of hitting the perpetual point. The easier the race, the less crazy you have to drive. For instance, McLaren 720S, M-Pay car, M dollars that is, fully upgraded at Porsche Short Track. You could do that with barely taking any cuts at all. I proved it. I've done 2 videos of that particular race, and oh my gosh, man, how bad's my windshield now? Yeah, look at that. That's total. I had stage 1 damage, now I've got stage 2 damage. Okay, what's nice about stage 2 damage? Who cares? I can bump past people, I can hit people, I can do whatever I want to do because I can't get any more damaged than I already am. So now you're going to see a little bit of a cranky ME7 smashing people out of my way. But if you smash them too aggressively, you're just going to crash. So you got to be careful. To bump past, you brake just a little bit later than what you normally would, and you hit someone. Okay, so that time I had to substantially slow down. Maybe now I have maximum damage. Whatever the case is, I'm really toasted oats now. In a way, for me, this is the best test of an endless endurance race. Is it still possible in a totally trashed car? The answer here, of course it is. Look at that. Look through that section. Look how much I gained on him. And now, if I want to, smash, pit maneuver. Bye-bye. Another thing about reaching the perpetual point. The bots are now faster than a fully upgraded car. You will notice this as you drive out of some corners. You will be gaining on a bot and suddenly he pulls away from you, even if you are not damaged. So they still drive bad in the corners, and that's where we catch them, is in the corners. And I'm heavily damaged, so they should be driving away from me even more, but he's slow through stow. I'm going to take this properly this time, just because I kind of had to. So this particular lap, I won't take any cuts. One interesting thing about amazingly fast cars like the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo is that the bots just aren't programmed to drive these cars to the maximum ability. Like, look how easy that overtake was. And look at this. Why am I catching these guys so easily? Like, look at that. Oh, nuts, I tagged him. I was trying to get just underneath him. And then I would have been able to overtake him or give him the pit maneuver. Yes, because pit maneuvers are legal in endurance races. Who really cares? Okay, sorry, that's some of my announcer talk, or me talking like I'm trying to sell you a truck. Because you have to talk all cool and gravel voice if you want to sell a truck, at least on American television. And I get a lot of that because I'm in Canada. So, we get American television in Canada. Or I notice some guys when they're talking about a horror movie, it's kind of creepy. Let's not do that one because that's a creepy voice. Okay, I like doing funny stuff like that. So now you're seeing these bots are nicely stacked up. Like, let's see how tight this group is. That's because I'm doing really consistent back-to-back laps. And I got to get on the brakes a little bit earlier there to really maximize that. Let's see if I can do this better. Didn't get under him again. Shoot. Okay, this is Cop's Corner. Always full throttle, but watch what the bots do. They obviously had a small braking point or a lift. There's no reason for that at Cop's Corner in this car. Same with there, they were braking. Why? Oh, nuts. Why would you do that? No reason to brake there. You only need to brake at Beckett's Complex in this car. Same with all Formula One cars. One braking point. Now, heavy traffic, that will alter that. Okay, and I'm going to cut this time in the chicane and whoop-a-chicka-boo! I don't care about contact now. I can rub them the wrong way. And just don't matter. Can't get more damage than I already am. This section, man, they take that bad. And he can't, look at all the magnetic pull. I mean, I know I've got a magnetic personality, but gosh, I mean, even the bots are drawn to me. That's kind of just crazy, man. Okay, let's see if we can set up an overtake or bash. Come on, man. Pit maneuver. As you head into Cop's Corner, which is right here, you have to start turning before you can see around the corner. You gotta turn before you're there to take it at full speed, which is what you gotta do, baby. Short braking point, blast through the chapel. Man, I just flew through that section this time. I'm actually gaining for the most part. I'll overtake this guy nicely at Stowe. Early brake point, early throttle point, get by him. And now the boss just nicely slow down. Whoa, my gosh, I thought I was gonna nail that barrier. Oh, that scared me. Okay, well, I'm still okay. And you can see, look how full the timer is. Like, come on, man, this is an easy race. I haven't taken the big cut once. The downside is this car is absolutely brutally expensive to fully upgrade. Ooh, I got under him that time. The last upgrade in this car is like so much. You could fully upgrade quite a few cars in the first two series for the cost of the last upgrade on this car. Well, let's get into those prices. 1,150 gold is the purchase price of this car. 6,096,400 R dollars for the R upgrades. 3,265 gold for the gold upgrades. Yes, that last engine upgrade alone, 1,310 gold. Holy smokes. After I earned this car, I waited, I think, about 18 months for an upgrade sale. And yes, those costs have to be considered when you're considering which farming race you want to run, because it costs substantially more to upgrade this car than it does the McLaren MP4X. In fact, currently, This is the most expensive car to fully upgrade in the game. So it would take you so long to earn all that currency back. By the way, did you see where I was just driving? That was actually on track, but you had to go off track to leave it. And check this out. Let's check another one. There. That's leaving pit road, and it's actually on track. I find that hilarious. And look at this. Now watch. See, he's going to come down on you. So if you're not careful, leaving Chapel Curve, you will have the pit maneuver done to you, which kind of sucks. But once you get used to it, it's fine. So it's better to pass on the outside of Chapel Curve, but the inside line is faster. And if you know what the bots are going to do, you can be prepared for it. And in this car, you can throw yourself around so violently. The one difference between this car and the MP4X is that the low speed grip in this car is still amazing. Oh, look at this, watch. I did not know this was here. Look at this, I am on track. So, awesome recovery, right guys? I didn't know what to do. That happened, and you gotta recover fast from a crash. So, this could really put me in danger. Like, what do we got on the clock? 70 seconds. Well, I'll have absolutely no trouble doing a lap in this car in less than 70 seconds. The question is, how far away are those bots? Am I gonna see any bots? Because that's where you get into trouble. Also, what happens if I blow it on another corner? See, right now, it can get in your head, and you might go, oh, I better take stow a little bit faster this time. Well, you could blow it. So I'm trying to figure out, do I fully blast through this? No, I'll take it careful. And look, I've already caught up again. I took the careful cut, not the kind of more full-out reckless cut. Now I just need to catch up. Whoa, and then another mistake. Okay, should I take the major cut now? No, I didn't do it. Didn't do it. This is getting dangerously low, but they're all right there. I mean, I should catch someone right here, shouldn't I? Oh, no, I won't actually. But I got the start-finish line, and I forget how much time I get at the start-finish line. Looked like 24 seconds. And if I'm careful, I catch this guy at Beckett's Complex. Let's check this out. So here's Maggots, Beckett's Complex, a little bit of a bump pass. Nice. Blast out of Chapel Curve. I don't think I'm going to catch this guy at Stowe, but I will catch him at the next chicane. And I think at this point I should really blast through this chicane. It's dangerous though. I could totally crash. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And didn't want to do that. Oh my goodness. Ah! This is really bad. That's a lot of mistakes. Dangerously low timer. Ah, boy. Should I do it? Should I do it? Ah, whoa! I'm trying. I'm just trying way too hard. I'm just letting it get into my head too much. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I can't do that right there. Ah, pardon me as I get excessively animated. Okay, that's a lot of mistakes. So let's see. Let's just see if I can recover from this. 30 seconds. Holy smokes. Now, if I was one of those guys that needed to show you that, oh, look, every single race is easy. Look how awesome and amazing I am. I never make a mistake. I would have deleted this video. I make mistakes. Here's my mistakes. Look at this timer. No cars in sight. I should see someone at the chicane, I hope. I'm going to blast through it. Totally blast through this. Catch anyone? Yes. But you see, then you lose it a little bit. I am going to take the huge cut this time. Now, I haven't taken it for a long time. So I don't know if I'm going to set it up properly. If you don't slow down enough before the cut, you can't really make good use of it. So I didn't slow down enough. I'm not going to get that many cars. Oh, and then you really can get tagged. Okay, and I lost a lot of momentum. I'm not going to see anyone until maybe the chicane. Definitely not going to see anyone in what I mean by see anyone, I'm not going to overtake anyone. Look at them, they just disappeared on me. I'll catch up if I take Beckett's Complex nicely. Brake, throttle, Chapel Curve. I will not catch him at Stowe. I will catch him at the chicane. And I'm doing better. I might do another blast through this chicane, although I don't like to do it if there's a lot of traffic. Super risky. Oh my gosh. Okay, like that. I just got 3 cars. I'm definitely not going to take the major cut again, though. I don't want to give up. I just don't want to give up all that fame pay. So we're going to drive this nice, aggressively. Bump past him. And you can see I am refilling my timer, right? So not too bad. Now, I'm going to be stopping this race at a very strange point, and I'm going to explain that. I'm just trying to remember if there's anything that I was in the middle of saying that I forgot to finish to say. I was comparing this car to the MP4X. So yes, substantially more expensive. And in my opinion, the pay is a lot higher in the MP4X, but that's what this is about, is showing you that. But the MP4X is a lot harder to handle at low speeds. When you lose it in that car, you lose it bad. It will just keep on sliding and sliding and sliding. Very hard to recover. And the MP4X at Le Mans is the hardest endless endurance race in the game. Although one could argue that the 2020 Formula One cars is as hard. I've got a video on that. That one's super, super hard. But still, both require like almost ninja level skills. And once you learn how to do those races, you're better everywhere else in the game. And that's just an advantage of it. And I will honestly advocate that you should learn how to drive cars off track. And the reason for that is, at some point, you're going to make a mistake and you're going to end up off track. If you do not know how to drive a car off track, you will waste far more time than if you know. Because cars drive totally different off track. There's this pulsating thing that happens in the steering. And if you're steering too much when a pulse happens, you're going to wreck. So right there, you see how I got a little bit snaky? I was just putting too much input into the steering, trying to avoid that car. Tilt B controls are critical, in my opinion, for this style of racing, because when you lose traction, you'll notice I just have to lift off the throttle for a tiny bit, I steer into the skid, and I steer out of it. Not that hard. Oh, that was a huge mistake. I'm not worried though. I'll catch those guys up again to Chapel Curve. I'm about to get 24 more seconds on my clock. I believe it's 24. 45, but yeah, 24. By the way, I've got a video that shows you exactly how many seconds you get for every single endurance race in the game, although I think Singapore got created after I made that video. Regardless, I'll throw up a link to that top right-hand corner, and there'll be links at the end of this video as well. Just look at that. You can thrash yourself around of no consequence. So the reason why I will stop this race at a very strange point is because of what happened to me in the MP4X that I'm comparing this to. I needed the races to be the exact same distance. So let's see here. I'm going to stop cutting at this point. I will not be taking any more cuts because I want to wind down the clock a little bit. In fact, I probably should have been driving it a little bit easier. But to do it a true comparison, I will end this race. I'll just run out my clock, I guess. I actually should have slowed down a little bit earlier. I wanted to be sure I hit my target. My target is going to be 118.81 kilometers. So I'm not going to pass. I actually won't pass anyone else either. I'm going to slow down. In the other version of this video I did, I lasted longer without taking on damage. I did multiple laps without, oh my gosh. I did multiple laps without ever touching the brakes because this car decelerates so much when you get off the gas. I've got way too much time left on my clock for this. Oh well. So I'll slow down a bit here. Okay, how about we do something funny? I've done this several times, not by accident. I'll do it on purpose right now. I've done this accidentally lots. I go to take this turn when I don't realize I'm on the bridge circuit. Okay, so I'm not going to speed this up because that's going to wreck the math. So we've got 12 seconds here of me just sitting here. We'll look at the inside. One really cool thing here is your lap time is on the steering wheel. So if you want to switch to driver view once in a while, you can see your lap time every single time. As we get to the final numbers, I'll remind you that I did not hire the manager or the agent. You should always hire the agent to do a race like this, but I wanted to show you the base numbers. So that would double if I hired the agent. If it was 100% bonus fame day, that would quadruple. So wow. Here are some links, including the full-length MP4X race and the short comparison video if you just want to see that quick math. Thanks for joining me. See you again sometime.